Today is April 8th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on Claves Online, brought to you by Munganass St. Louis Acura and our friends at Royal Banks.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.
Here with Bob Ramsey, Rammer, the Cardinals open up a 3-game series tonight against the Philadelphia Phillies. They have played 10 games so far on the year, 5-5, which has eclipsed their win total after 10 by 2 games.
What a hack.
From last year. Thank you.
You know how I know it's bad? It's something I would have done.
Rammer, I am very excited about this series because we've talked about it plenty, about seeing the Dodgers that opening weekend and just kind of, it is what it is. We saw the Cardinals have played really well against the Padres. They had a bump in the road yesterday, but they did what they were supposed to do against the Marlins. Phillies, another very good team. I'm excited to see how the Cardinals match up against the Phillies this week.
Yeah, and 2 of their best are going Tuesday and Wednesday. So tonight will be interesting. At 5-5, and you don't excuse poor play, but you say 5-5, considering who you're playing and where you are and injuries. You say, okay, you're not burying yourself, and I think people reasonably are saying, okay, this is you kind of until you get your bearings. Get more of your full lineup back. This is not a bad place to be. When it comes to the Phillies, I really enjoy watching them play. Real Muto is a marvelous player. I love watching him. Castellanos, I love watching him. Harper is a tremendous player who's a class guy and fun to watch. And my favorite is Trey Turner, who, unfortunately, if you're a fan, is off to another slow start. They've only played 8 games, and I think it's 8. So not too alarming, but you remember the horrendous start he got off to last year. Trey Turner is a great player and one of my favorites in baseball right now. So I like watching the Phillies play.
Let's get you those lineups for tonight's game. Lots of other news and notes to go over with before they hit the field here in about 40 minutes. But the lineups for the Cardinal look like this tonight. Brendan Donovan leads off. He's in left. Paul Goldschmidt's at first. Nolan Gorman at second. Nolan Arenado at third. Ivan Herrera is behind the plate. Alec Burleson is DHing. Jordan Walker in right. Mason Winn at short. And Victor Scott II is in center field with Miles Michaelis on the mound. The Phillies will throw right-hander Spencer Turnbull tonight. He's 1-0 on the year, has yet to allow an earned run and has 7 strikeouts. They lead off with Kyle Schwarber DHing. Trey Turner is at short. Bryce Harper at first. Alex Bohm is at third. Bryson Stott is at second. Nick Castellanos at right. Brandon Marsh in left. Garrett Stubbs in center. And Johan Rojas is in center field for the Phillies. 4-5 on the season coming in to this one. News and notes. First of all, Rammer, since we just went over the lineup, Nolan Gorman back in the number 3 slot. He homered yesterday in the game, his first home run of the season this weekend. So he bumps back up there. Aside from what they had been doing they were hoping Contreras will get in there. Would be in the middle there. But Gorman, I guess they saw something that they liked to put him back between Goldschmidt and Arenado.
Yeah, I think ball's leaving the yard. I don't think he is a number 3 hitter at this point in his career. What he'll be when he hits his peak at 28, 29, 30, I can't say, but I think he's there to kind of protect him and get him going. And if he's going, he'll be productive in that spot.
And on the other side of things with the Phillies lineup, we once again see them going with Kyle Schwarber in that DH role, leading off. We've seen it a few years now. I like it. I mean, if he doubles, it's the same as a leadoff guy getting a single and stealing second. He's in there to put that pop in the order, and something about leading off just as comfortable with Kyle Schwarber.
It's comfortable to him. It's like when Matt Carpenter felt like he didn't really say it this way, but we all felt like he needed to lead off to be productive. And if that's what he does, that's what he does. I hate not having 45, 50 home runs hitting cleanup or fifth, but if you got a guy in a comfort zone and he produces, again, because he's got numbers to be a cleanup hitter, but these are people. They're not numbers. And so if this is where he needs to be, a manager needs to figure that out and put his people in places where they can be successful.
We get to see Bryce Harper play first base for the first time here at Busch Stadium. Something that they worked on a lot last year when he came back, and recovering from the Tommy John the year before when they put him back in the field. They put him at first and liked it enough to where they were able to get rid of Rhys Hoskins this offseason, let him walk, and now he's up in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and you still have to make throws at first base, but I think they figure it's more of a protective bubble for him for any kind of injury. And I think whatever they got to do to keep his bat in the lineup is what you got to do.
Yeah. Lars Nootbaar. So some news and notes on the Cardinals. A lot coming from Busch Stadium today. Lars Nootbaar is going to be headed down to Memphis. Of course, AAA, they're off on Mondays, so he's going to play in Memphis on Tuesday. They're going to kind of see how things go with that. Could see Lars Nootbaar by the end of the week back here on the big league club. One of the things they had him do was dive back to first base today. They were having him do that to see with a protective brace underneath his jersey, just to kind of see what the comfort level was of that and see how he was able to withstand the pain of doing that.
That's pretty interesting. I don't know if I would even thought of that, but that's I like the fact that they're trying to let's make sure this guy's 100% and not rush him back and get injured again. And with his track record, I don't blame him. It's smart.
Tommy Edman, he has been cleared by doctors to start baseball activity. Still no timetable. No clue what that looks like for Tommy Edman.
We've heard that before.
Right. And again, I mean, I saw him in spring training doing baseball activities. Like, he was doing it back in February. He was at short working on drills out there. So to me, that's baseball activity. I don't know what they need to see out of him.
Well, what they need to see is that he can play pain-free so it doesn't hinder his swing. Yeah. And if he's got pain, you can do a lot of activities, but if you got pain and you're not effective with the bat, that's a problem.
Wilson Contreras not in the lineup again for the Cardinals. Apparently was never supposed to be in the lineup for the Cardinals. I guess there were some lineups out there early that had him in there. That was not supposed to be the case. So it was always, if he was good to go, I guess the idea was we'll write up a lineup with him in there. But once he got to the ballpark, there was never a idea to have him play tonight, hoping he can go tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank goodness it's not a broken bone and you get the swelling and the pain out of there. Obviously, to hit, you got to have your hands. To catch, you got to feel comfortable. So, I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, and of course, we'll be able to talk tomorrow all about Sonny Gray making his Cardinal debut.
Yeah.
He will be on the mound, I guess. Real good negotiator. As he was able to convince them to not force him into a rehab start and let him just go hand him the ball and let him go at Busch Stadium. So whatever he showed them and whatever he said to them, he's good to go tomorrow.
And I think it's logical. I think it makes sense. If you're able to pitch, why would you get outs at Memphis? How does that do anyone any good? Now, if you're wondering if a guy can pitch, then that's another question. Okay, if you're worried, what if he pulls his hammy? Well, what difference? What mound is you're on if you pull the hammy again? So if you can pitch, you can get outs. You might as well do it at the big league level.
Yep. We will have a preview of that tomorrow after tonight's game at 6:45 start time for the ball game tonight and tomorrow, with a Wednesday afternoon game coming up later on this week. That's going to do it for our show today here on Daily Cards Live. 6:45 start time, as I said, so that one getting started here in about a half an hour. And we are brought to you each and every day by Royal Banks of Missouri and Mungenast St. Louis Acura, Mungenast Burkhart Alton Toyota. That's where Claibs and I will be tomorrow at noon for the lunch show. come on by, say hi to us. Claibs always has tickets too to give away for Cardinal games. So maybe we'll have a set to give away to go see Sonny Gray tomorrow. I need to text him. I'll see what we have to give away out there at Mungenast Alton Toyota, Mungenast Burkhart Alton Toyota in Alton, Illinois. Until tomorrow, he is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live here on Claibs Online.
Stay up, way up. It's cut it up, want a rematch. First time won't relax. It's the beginning, we just got started. It's the beginning, we just got started.